Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here, and this is not a first listen review, although I was hoping it was going to be. This is more of what the heck do you guys think about this type of thing? I don't even know what to call it, but I was really excited to get this until I read up on what it was. Did a little bit more research to find out what all was involved in this and included, and I was not excited. I was actually kind of like irritated because I want it, but at the same time, I am not buying this. It's the Dio, the studio albums 1996 to 2004. And the reason I'm not buying it is because I have all these albums, and there's only one extra song in this whole thing, and it's a song I already have because it was released before, even though they're trying to claim it wasn't. And it's the song Electra, and they're only including it on a 7-inch vinyl. I don't really listen to vinyl anymore. I just don't. I have a turntable. I haven't had it hooked up in years. I just don't listen to my vinyl anymore. I just don't. And I'm not going to get everything out and do this. This same thing happened with the Doors thing. And it was really kind of irritating. One song, it's an extra one, supposedly, and you can't, I'm not going to listen to it. So it's kind of stupid. Not only that, but it's not an extra one. I'll explain that in a minute. But so what you get is just 4 albums. It's angry. The albums are great. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. The packaging, it's got extra stuff in it. If you get the vinyl, you get all this colored vinyl, which I could give a rat's patoot about. I could care less about colored vinyl. I don't know. People are into that. Not me. I could care less. You feel free to tell me what you think about it. If you like that stuff, or you don't, I don't know. Picture discs were cool back in the day. I love those, but just a colored vinyl, I don't know, whatever. And just my little thing on that one. And so you get, the albums. You get Angry Machines, which has, of course, he switches guitar players a lot. This one had Tracy G on it, Pilson on bass, and Vinny Appice or Appice, however he pronounces his name, and Scott Warren on keyboards. Nothing extra there. And then Magica is included in this one, which has Craig Goldie on guitars, which is one of my favorite guitar players that he had in his lineup there, aside from Vivian. And you got Jimmy Bain on bass and Simon Wright on drums. So already he switched everybody for that one. That's the one that's supposed to have the extra song Electra. And then we got Killing the Dragon, which now has Doug Aldrich on guitars, and it still has Jimmy Bain and Simon Wright. Nothing extra there. And his last studio album was Master of the Moon, with Craig Goldie back on guitar, Pilson on bass, and Simon Wright. So kind of mixes the people up there a lot. Some of my favorite albums, actually, I really liked. I mean, I've always liked every Dio album. He's one of these other guys that I don't think has ever put out anything I don't like. But, they give you the little extra merchandise things and posters and stickers and whatever. Don't care about that stuff, quite honestly. I'm all about the music. I want to hear more stuff. I want to hear the unused tracks, the demos. I'm like all about that. None of that is in here. I know this is to coincide with like the release of his autobiography, Rainbow in the Dark, even though that was like last year, or actually it was 2 years ago now, came out, and they're going to tie in Dreamers Never Die, which came out like over a year ago as well. And I actually did a whole review on that. Awesome movie. Man, let me tell you what, that great movie. If you're into documentaries, great movie. I can't recommend that one enough. You might want to get a box of Kleenex and set that aside, even for your diehard people out there who have no emotion. You're still going to probably feel a little bit with this one. But anyway, so back to what I was explaining about how Electra was already been released. Back in, I think it was 2013, 12 or 13, they did a deluxe edition of Magica, and it had, I think it was just a dual disc, if I remember right. It might have had a live one in there too. I didn't dig. I probably should have dug this out before I did this, but I remember having at least the 2 disc, and Electra was on there. There was another unreleased song, I believe it was called Annika. It had the whole story of Ronnie James Dio telling the story of Magica on it, and then there was a whole bunch of live stuff from the Magica tour involved in that. So this song has already been released, so I don't know why they're promoting it as this. Kind of like irks me a little bit, because it just feels like this is just one of those deals where the record company is putting stuff together just to get your money. And unfortunately, they're going to get money from it, because there's people out there like me who really wanted it. But, the price tag on this thing is $150 to $170. And it's not that I can't afford it. I just don't want to spend money on something that I already have. It just doesn't make sense to me. And for all the trinkets that I don't care about and one extra song that I already have on another release, I would recommend people go buy the 2013 release of Magica and get a lot of extra stuff for way cheaper. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think about this type of stuff when record companies do this? It really kind of like annoys me. They put these big, it's not like a cheap one. This, some of these box sets are $50 or so, give or take, especially when there's nothing new included in here. And I think they just do well, obviously we know they do the trinkets just to get your money, put it in a nice little case so you can display it on your, your shelves or whatever, just to have something fancy up there and then get your money. So I don't know, that's what it feels like to me. Money grab, I don't like that. It kind of bums me out, makes me really not want to buy it. But feel free to share your thoughts on this. I did a video on this a while back with the Eric Clapton and Gary Moore thing, and got some replies on that one. This one's even worse, I think, as far as the money grab aspect of it goes. Music's great, but if you already have it, I don't understand. I don't know. I'm just going on and on and on now. So, as always, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. See you.